be careful. They can run you over. Down 2 of them. They're in a fight. Got him. I wiped him out. Big pinch. Alright, guys. How is it going? Alright, guys. How's it going? Knowledge here. I want to make this video quick, concise, and hopefully it will put tons of value to a very short amount of time. But first, let's go over the basics for every video. Like if you like the video, subscribe if you like the video. If you have any questions, drop them down in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And if you have questions that you want answered even quicker, make sure to hop on my Twitch. Link is in the description. I'm probably live. If I'm not, just drop a follow and you'll be notified as soon as I go live. All those things help me out and I appreciate it a ton, guys. Now to hop straight into the video. The first thing I want to say is I do not see enough videos on gamesense. Gamesense is incredibly important within Warzone. It's amazing. Let me give you a few cues that you lack gamesense within Warzone. You're getting shot within the back a lot. In the final circle, you don't know what to do, and you have no idea about rotations. Now, don't worry. GameSense comes with time, but there are ways to accelerate GameSense. Now that we've shown, these are a couple of signs that you might lack GameSense, which I showed all and everybody will show earlier stages of playing Warzone, and you'll get better and better as time goes on. So if you have those signs of bad GameSense, those are only a few of them. Don't worry. We're going to talk about the importance of GameSense and then how to boost your GameSense learning tremendously. And we're going to keep this video short and concise because that's what's important. So here's what's going on. This is the importance of GameSense. So there's mechanical skill within this game, which is sliding and running and shooting and aiming. You can have all these things, but it will not make you a beast mode player, god tier player. It will not make you cracked, whatever you want to call it, guys. It's not going to make you great at the game. Having good mechanical skill means that you can see an enemy, aim at them perfectly, slide perfectly. If you have perfect mastery of mechanics, which is like super rare. I don't even know if anyone can claim like perfect mastery. Definitely some masters out there in the pro league. But anyways, mechanics are aiming and sliding and all these things that deal with movement in the game, executing actions. You've mastered actions. You know how to slide cancel perfectly, but GameSense tells you when to slide cancel. GameSense tells you what direction to face. GameSense tells you when to aim, all these things. So you've mastered the mechanics, but without GameSense, you're toast. All these videos are telling you practice with bots, practice in kovaks, practice all these ways, but no one's talking about GameSense. And it's frustrating because GameSense, well, it's unfair to say no one's talking about GameSense. I'm saying it's not stressed enough and no one's talking about how to accelerate it. All right, there are people talking about GameSense, to be fair, but definitely not stressed as much as mechanical skills. But GameSense is more important than mechanical skills, period. A kid who has the perfect GameSense and knows where enemies could possibly be rotating from and has the shots on them before they even know that kid that lacks more mechanical skill than them exists is going to win the gunfight. So just in case that wasn't clear, a kid who has less mechanical skill but knows where enemies are going to be because of GameSense or where they will be and spots them first because of that is going to win that gunfight. And we're talking about average mechanical skill here. We're not talking about someone who can barely aim. Obviously, he's going to lose. He might get turned around and beamed on. But an average player, if he knows where you're going to be, will beat you if you have excellent mechanics, if you lack like zero GameSense. So now, the importance of GameSense is things like rotation, knowing what to do in the final circle. GameSense is literally everything within this game. It's having a sense of what's going on, paying attention to your radar, your mini-map, knowing where certain items can be, certain contracts, paying attention to all those things. There's this is supposed to be a shorter video, but there's lots of videos on what GameSense is exactly. So watch those. But yeah, here's what we're going to talk about. Improving GameSense dramatically. A lot of you guys already know what GameSense is, so we're going to go on to improving to keep this video short. Improving GameSense dramatically. Here's the thing, guys. It's easy, but it's going to take a lot of discipline. Here's how it goes. You're playing a game of Warzone. This is to keep it simple. You're playing a game of Warzone. You die. Instead of raging and blaming lag and blaming console players, aim assist, or PC players, it's so easy to rage. I do it often. Think about why you lost the fight and what you can do to improve it. Do not blame it on teammates. Do not blame it on others. find a way to hold yourself accountable and to control the situation next time. There are a lot of things you can control in Warzone that you can't, that you think you can't control until you have game sense. A lot of things. So if you die in this game, think about, why did I die? And don't rage. Don't do any of those things. Just think about, why did I die? What could I do to improve? An example is yesterday, I was in the final circle. I saw a gunfight going on between a guy on a roof and a guy who was on the ground. He was on a red roof building, and I saw the guy get beamed on the roof. He was down and then killed. And I was like, great. All I have to worry about is the kid on the ground, and then there's another team roaming around somewhere. Well, what happened was I ended up going for the guy on the ground, got the guy on the ground, and then it turns out there was 2 more teammates, because I was playing trios, 2 more teammates on the roof. The red roof. So there was a guy who died, but that was one of their teammates. The other 2 teammates were simply on another side, and they decided to rotate, and they ended up picking me as the kill, even though I didn't pick on their team at all. But the valuable lesson I learned is, don't discount a place just because you see one enemy die. There's probably other teammates who are going to rotate now that they know where people are. That's one little occasion, but you start doing these things. You start remembering things. Even if you die over something, search up a video on that exact topic on YouTube. If you search up videos, if you write out a list of everything involved in this game, as far as game sense goes, let me go to Google Docs. I have a list. I wasn't going to show this in this video, but I'm going to do it. Hopefully I can navigate it to it real quick. If it takes too long, I'll skip it. But I have a list on GameSense. Let me show my display here. Here it is. It's not filled out yet, still developing it, but I have a lot of the aspects of the game. Parachuting, when you first come in, scrambling phase. That's what I like to call a phase when you're first getting guns. Mid-game, rotations, end games. And what you do is you look at all these things. You can even copy and paste all these things. I'll leave it on screen while I'm talking. But you look at all of these little things, and you watch videos on each one of them. You watch videos on like when to revive, positions, flanking ideas, the economy within the game, strategies on getting your loadout faster, all these things. And the more you invest and the more that you do, the better you will be. I promise you guys. So let's do a quick recap of the video to make sure you guys got it. Here's a quick recap. All right, we went over the importance of game sense. It's important. Game sense. It's important because you can have all the mechanical skill in the world. If you like game sense, you're gonna get beamed. Number 2, we went over how to get game sense. So what you're gonna do is, when you die in game, simply analyze it. This is a very simple tip, but you will die hundreds of times. And guess what that means, guys? You will learn hundreds of lessons. I do this. We went over one situation where I died. And then another thing is, or the last final thing is, the subjects that you might have died on, or things you might be lacking, or even certain subjects within the game, Google your weak points. I know my weak points. Your weak points are where you die a lot and where you fail a lot. So I fail in the ending circle. That's my weakest part of my game. So I watched a ridiculous amount of videos on the ending circle strategies and mindset and rotations. But I'm going to be dropping a lot more videos on mindset, so make sure you guys check it out. Hopefully this helps you accelerate your game sense. If you found this video too short, I apologize. People requested for me to keep my videos more concise because my other video was like 20 minutes long on aiming. So if you do want more in depth, just tell me in the comments. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I hope this helped you guys out, and I look forward to seeing all your comments, all your questions, and I thank you guys for all the love and support that I've already got. Love you guys.